So welcome again back to the channel. So this is the lanyard. So you notice one of the managers, by the way, on the Thomson Spirit, Adrian, made this badge for me. So when I wore it, and I do wear it, people think I'm a member of staff, which is actually quite funny. But at the same time, it's a good thing because I'm still able to give people advice. And this is the old Thomson Cruises lanyard because it's now Marella. So, and obviously you can get these little badges as well from each of the ships. So this is Marella Explorer 2 badge. This one is the Marella Dream. I've got the Marella Celebration 2019. I've got the Marella Spirit 2018, which was the final cruise it did. And then the 2017 one was when I went with my cousin Dave, and it was Thomson Spirit. So I'm going to have another one when I go on this cruise, which will go just here, and it will be Marella Discovery 2 2025. So there'll be another badge going there, just above this one. And the captain, Costas, who was on the Explorer 2, he was very impressed with this lanyard because he says, "Oh, I've never seen the Thomson Cruises lanyard. I really like your lanyard." So it was nice. So as I said, the cruise card goes in this little plastic thing at the bottom, you see. So it's attached. So all you do is obviously turn the card over like that, and then they can scan it when you go off the ship and obviously when you go to restaurants. But generally you would have to take it out for them to do that. But when you go on and off the ship, you can just leave it in this plastic cover. Lots of people wear these lanyards, Marella Cruises ones, or ones that say "I met the captain," which you generally do on the captain's gala night, or which is now called Dress to Impress. And you just turn the card over and then they scan it when you go off the ship, and that's it. And you just keep it with you all the time. Okay, so I always take the lanyard with me. So this will be going with me on the cruise. Okay, I've also got a key ring in there which will be locking my suitcase with. It's got Thomson Cruises on it, so I'm well prepared. So I'll be keeping that lanyard, and obviously the cabin card is my treasure from when I went on the Celebration. But I've obviously got the Explorer 2 one, as I said. Now in this video I'm going to show you something else. Now, as I've said in other videos, when you book your trips on the Marella Cruises hub, Marella Cruise Control, when you get to your room, you may not get it straight away when you arrive, but you should get it in that evening or before you leave the port to sail away, basically, to go to the next port, or if you've got a day at sea. If you've pre-booked trips on the Marella Cruise hub, you usually get your tickets in your cabin for your trip, your excursion that you've booked prior to leaving the UK. And obviously the same thing will happen if you pre-book on the cruise, but it's nice to do it before you actually go on the cruise, because then you haven't got to worry about it coming out on your onboard account. Okay, so you will get a ticket and it'll be something like this. Now this one is the island of Korčula, which is when I went in 2019. So it's got obviously Marella Cruises, Marella Celebration, and then it tells you what time you've got to be outside to meet your bus. On this one it was 8:15. It was originally 8:45 on this trip, but it actually said now 8:15. So they made it half an hour earlier. So, and it's got my name, Smith Carmichael, cabin number 0746, which it was on the Celebration, 27th of July 2019, which is when I was on the cruise. And then it gives you some more information that says meet in the Broadway Show Lounge 30 minutes before departure. So basically that meant actually you meet at 8:15 in the Broadway Show Lounge. That's what BSL actually stands for, Broadway Show Lounge. That's why. So they were saying, well, your trip's at 8:45. That's where you get up, because I had to go on a tender boat on this trip because I was on the Celebration. It was docked out to sea. So BSL is Broadway Show Lounge. Okay, so you will get a ticket similar to this in your room for any trips you've done. With regard to the restaurants, you won't. You may get a letter in your room about it, or you just check the app on your phone, or an email. You usually get an email when you've booked it through the app anyway, through the Marella Cruise Control, and you just read that or print that email off if you need to. So it just says on the back, terms and conditions, please bring your ticket with you as proof of purchase, just so you know you are able to review the booking terms and conditions which you agreed at the time of booking, and it gives you a massive long website. Or please contact your destination services team on board should you require any assistance. So obviously it's got all that on the back on the terms and conditions. So that's the ticket that you get in your room for any trips that you do. So bear that in mind when you board the ship. If you've pre-booked trips through the Marella Cruise control hub, that's what you'll get in your cabin, either when you arrive to your room, or you'll get it later in the evening before the ship sails, or you might get it the next day at sea if your trip is a couple of days away. You'll get it over the next few days after you leave the initial departure point. So for me, because I'm going to Malta, on a trip on Malta, I might not get the ticket for that on the Tuesday night when we leave Tenerife. I might get it either on the Wednesday, the Thursday, I may even get it on the Friday when we leave Cartagena. So it might not be in the room bang on the day I get to the ship. But during that course of those days, I will receive the ticket. And if anything changes, I'll get a letter in the room. But I can check the hub, the Navigate app on the phone when I download it on board. But that's what you will get in your room. So this video is explaining about the ticket situation in your cabin for your trips. So I hope you found that helpful. So it's at ColeSmith25 to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hang on a minute, let's try and stop this. It's not working at the moment.